How you motivate the middle is you start measuring and rewarding people for different things. Now, revenue closed won is always going to be most important KPI. End of the day, growth and profitability, that's number one. However, to motivate the middle, again, you start measuring and rewarding people for doing different things. And again, you measure and reward people for doing the actions that lead to the outcomes, not the outcomes themselves. So instead of saying, Sean, let's use the most simple game example of it. Sean, you get 10 points every time you close a deal. That could be like a very sort of typical setup. What I'm saying is that why not take the people in the middle and reward them for doing the things that will actually help them close more deals. The next layer down would be, created opportunities. I argue you need to go deeper. Is it booked meetings? Maybe. I think you can go even deeper. What are the behaviors that top people do? Do they spend an extra hour in the office? Do they send a handwritten letter to every, prospect they meet? Do they connect with every sort of cold call on LinkedIn? Do they write content on LinkedIn? Are they doing social sharing? Like whatever it is, right? You always know, what do the best people do? Start incentivizing the middle to do that. Because when you look at the curve, again, you have these sort of, I call them like high value behaviors. That's what the top people do. The middle people don't do it. But when you start incentivizing people for doing it, you start rewarding people for doing it, that's when they start doing it, because it's easy, right? Anyone can connect with all their cold calls on LinkedIn. Anyone can write content on LinkedIn. Anyone can, I've seen customers do all sorts of things. I've seen customers say, you can collect points every time you make the customer smile or laugh on the phone. Whatever these behaviors are, anyone can do them. Unlike closed won, right? Like there is a natural sort of gap in, great, good, and bad. And that's what gets the middle engaged, right? Because here's what happens. In their head, they start thinking, I can win this. I'm great. I'm getting rewarded. I feel good. I'm getting pats on the back. I'm going up the leaderboard. And that's when the magic happens, right? Because that's when you engage that middle group, and then you can shift them up. If you can get, let's hypothesize, let's say you have 60% of your team are sort of middle performers. If you can get every single one of those up 1, 2, 3%, that's meaningful growth. If you get your top performers up 1, 2, 3%, that's nothing, because they're already at the top and there's so few of them. So that's my sort of philosophy for motivating the middle, engaging the middle.